Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be talking about the new palette that Lady Gaga's makeup brand Haus Labs is about to release called Stupid Love. If you're interested in learning a little bit more about this palette and also what affordable dupes there are for it, then make sure you keep on watching, and also don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. Lady Gaga launched her Haus Labs brand not that long ago. I believe it was this past fall, if I'm not mistaken, when she released her first set of products. Then she came out with a very small holiday collection, all of which is available on Amazon.ca for all my Canadians out there who want to get their hands on the collection, and Prime is available so you can get it quickly if that's what you're looking for. Not that long ago I do remember her releasing her first eyeshadow palette, and while I thought it was pretty, it's not exactly what I was expecting from Lady Gaga, the queen of color, the queen of drama when it comes to makeup. For me, she has been one of those celebrities that has always pushed the boundaries of makeup and the creation of beauty. And so I was expecting something that would provide a little more pop of color, kind of like art pop. Unfortunately, that's not what we got, and it's not to say that the palette was awful by any means, but when she revealed her latest release, I got even more excited because this is the kind of palette that I was hoping she would create. To be clear, I am not on the Haus Labs PR list. I don't think Lady Gaga even knows who I am, and if by some miraculous reason that she does, holy smokes, I would probably crap my pants because I am one of the biggest Lady Gaga fans. If you know me personally, you know I am absolutely obsessed with her, and Born This Way is my ultimate favorite song. This is like the best song of all time in my opinion. And so I thought for all of us who might not be able to afford the palette or who might already have a lot of the same colors within our collection, that we can sit down and do a bit of a dupe video. So I thought it would be fun to put together my own Stupid Love palette with all of the makeup that currently exists in my collection, and this is what I came up with. I found an old Z palette and I put most of the single shadows that I have in here that resemble the colors found in the actual palette. Now I do have some that are missing, like the bronze color, which comes from ColourPop, and then a couple of blue shades from the Ace Beaute Oceanic palette. So I didn't have enough single shadows that could cover the wide range of shades that you can find in the Stupid Love palette, but I think I have found reasonable dupes for all of them. For all of the duplicate shadows, I did try to use affordable options. Now, it wasn't always possible because, again, I don't have a huge range of single shadows, but I did do my best. And so for me, and I'm just looking at my notes over here because yes, I did make lots of them. So for me, I am using dupes from Sydney Grace, ColourPop, Clionadh Cosmetics, Kristen Cosmetics, and Ace Beaute, as well as Emme Cosmetics. And I think I have found perfect matches for all of the colors found in the Stupid Love palette. If you're not familiar with the Stupid Love palette, this here is what it looks like. Hopefully you can see that without too much of a glare. I think it is a beautiful palette that has a great combination of warm tones as well as cool tones, and this is the type of color that I was expecting from Lady Gaga, and I hope she continues this trend moving forward. I was able to find swatches on her website, but I also watched a couple of review videos from some YouTubers who are on the PR list and who have gotten the eyeshadows, and it seems from their opinions at least, and the only two people that I have watched are NikkieTutorials and Nicole Concilio. I'm not a huge fan of Nicole Concilio, but hey, she did a review and I think it was actually pretty fair, just like NikkieTutorials. They said the shadows are lovely. There are a couple of colors that are a little more on the sheer side, but the majority of them look great in terms of pigmentation, blendability, and the only complaint that they had was that there is some fallout when it comes to the shadows. All of those opinions belong to NikkieTutorials and Nicole Concilio. Obviously, I haven't tried the Lady Gaga formula, but I have some great shadows here that I think are perfect matches to the swatches that I was able to find on the Haus Labs website, and I am so excited to share these with you. So without any further ado, let's dive into row number 1 in the palette. Starting from the left of the top row in the palette is 911, which is a matte white color. And the best dupe that I could find in my collection for this color is this one right here called Snow Queen from Sydney Grace Cosmetics. I adore this color because it is so soft when you touch it. It is a beautiful matte, and I love the pigmentation of it. For a white shadow, this actually shows up on my skin beautifully. Next to that is a color called Free Woman, which is a metallic silver. And I remember in Nikki Tutorial's review of this particular palette, she wasn't too impressed with the pigmentation of it. I think she thought it was a full-fledged silver shadow. At least that's what it seemed to be in the pan. But then when she tried to apply it, it looked a lot more sheer. So in my opinion, I think that might be more of a shadow topper, or one that you might need to use your fingers with and really take your time to build up the pigmentation or the metallicness of it. Is that even a word? I don't know. I guess it is for today. I didn't really have a shadow topper that would match that particular color, but I did find something from ColourPop Cosmetics that I thought would change the game. Yes, that is some foreshadowing, because the shadow that I think is gonna be a great match is this one here called Game Changer. Game Changer is a really cool silver color, and I think this is so pretty. I mean, it is a little more on the sheer side, although you certainly can build it up. When you are applying this to your eyes, it adds such a nice pop of color, especially if you want to use it right in your inner corner and then build up a gradient. I think it's really going to make that inner corner pop out. Next is a color called Enigma, which is described as a matte baby blue. And the closest dupe that I could find in my collection is this color right here called Tundra from Clionadh Cosmetics. Now, I love Clionadh Cosmetics matte shadows because they are so pigmented, but they blend out like a dream. And so if I'm just swatching this on the back of my hand, I don't know if you can really see that color clearly. I'm just gonna build it up a little bit more, but there it is. And again, I think it is a perfect dupe for these swatches that I've been seeing on the website. The next shade we're duping is called 1000 Doves, and this is described as a sheer pink with multi-reflective pearl. And for me, in my collection, I think Vivacious from ColourPop is the best dupe. And this here is such a beautiful baby pink that sparkles. This is great for all over the lid. Plastic Doll is next, and it is described as a matte pale pink. And for me, the best dupe that I could find in my collection is this color right here from Sydney Grace Cosmetics. It's called French Hens. French Hens is actually one of the colors that I am wearing on my lids today. I wanted to create a look that I would normally create if I actually had the palette in front of me. And so this is what I came up with. I think it looks absolutely fabulous. Very glamorous, I think. And this is the color that I was able to put into my crease and make my darker crease color more of a gradient. I wanted to soften it up a little bit and just make it look cute. That's the best way I can describe it. The last color in the top row is called Stupid Love, which is such a great song on her new album. This is also described as a matte mauve brown color. And for me, the best dupe that I could find is this here from Sydney Grace Cosmetics called Trust. Now this color is one of those workhorses. It is such a beautiful tone that I think can really enhance any look that you're doing. Moving down to the second row and going all the way to the left again, the first color we come across is called Light Up, and this is a metallic white color. And for me, the closest dupe that I could find is from Kristen Leigh Cosmetics. It's a color called Haunted. This was a special color that she created for her Halloween collection this past October, and it was also the first time I ordered from Kristen Leigh Cosmetics. I love the way this color looks. Now this for me isn't a perfect sheer white color with some metallic sparkle in it. This one has a little more gold in it, and actually I prefer having a little more gold in this type of color. I think it adds more of a pop of color, and it's also a little more versatile than maybe a sparkly white color would be. Next to light up is the color Sign, and this is described as a matte cobalt blue color, and for me the closest color that I could find does come in the Ace Beaute palette. It's the Oceanic palette that is, and the color is called Blue Clam, which is right up here. If that is not a matte cobalt blue, I don't know what is. The next shade is called Rain on Me, and it is described as a sheer blue with multi-reflective pearl. And the closest dupe that I have is from Clionadh Cosmetics, and the color is called Ursa. Ursa is such a beautiful shadow. I have used this a number of times, and I love it primarily because of the glitter that is embedded in it. And y'all know me, I love anything that's got a good glitter to it. Speaking of Clionadh Cosmetics, it's also going to dupe the next color, which is called Alice, and Alice is described as a metallic lavender color, and Crystalline is the best dupe that I could come up with. Again, this is from Clionadh Cosmetics. This also happened to be in, I believe it was their Paleo palette. It was one of the colors from the palette that they turned into a single shadow by popular request, and damn, am I glad they did that, because can we just take a moment to just, you know, love on the beautiful duochrome color that this is. The next shade in the palette is called Sour Candy, and it is described as a metallic pink copper. And Salamander from Clionadh Cosmetics, I think, is a great dupe for that color. This is such a fun shade, and to be honest, I was originally going to put this all over my lid because I thought it would go really well with the two matte colors that I had in there, but I ended up using something else because I wanted more of a bronze pop. But damn, can we admire the beautiful glowiness that is this orangey pinky gold color. I love it. And finally, the last shade in row number 2 is called Enemy, which is a matte orange, and the closest dupe that I have is Cannonball from ColourPop Cosmetics. This is one of ColourPop's pressed pigments. I do think it is one of their better pressed pigments because damn, does this have some pigment to it, and it also blends really, really well. Moving down to the third and final row of the palette, starting from the left, we have the color Peace, which is a matte teal color. And for me, the best dupe that I could find is back in the Ace Beaute Oceanic palette, and it is this color right here called Fiji. Fiji is a beautiful teal color. It is one of my favorite matte colors from this particular palette because I'm going to show you right now. Yeah, like, tell me that is not a great color. This is one that you definitely want to plaster all over your lid. I think it blends out beautifully, has great pigment, and I think it is such a beautiful addition to the Stupid Love palette because it gives you a really nice pop of cool toned color. The next shade is called Fun Tonight, which is described as a metallic teal blue, and the perfect dupe for this color comes from Emme Cosmetics, and it's a shade called Neptune. I actually had a couple of shades from Emme Cosmetics that I thought would be perfect as a dupe, but this one just felt right. And so I slapped this in the palette and I thought, dear God, why do I not use this color more often? And of course I have Neptune right here on my lower lash line. I think it adds the perfect pop of cool tone color with this primarily warm tone look. The next color in the Stupid Love palette is called Motion, and it is a black color with a multi-chrome sparkle. Now I didn't have anything that had a multi-chrome sparkle as a single shadow. The closest color that I could come up with was Temptress from the Jaclyn Hill palette. I do have some other shades very similar to that in other palettes, but again, I wanted to keep it a little more on the affordable side, so I turned to Clionadh Cosmetics because Inkwell was the perfect matte black color. This doesn't have any glitter in it, but damn, if this is not a black matte shadow, I don't know what is. I mean, there you go. It looks like a black hole on my hand. It is a beautiful soft black color that builds up so beautifully, blends out really well, and it is just so soft to the touch when you stick your finger in the pan. If this is not already in your collection, get it. You will not regret it. Next emotion is the color Replay, which is described as a purple with blue sparkle. And Emme Cosmetics Sorcery is the best dupe for that particular shade. Dear God, I forgot what a beautiful shade this is. Here it is in all its glory, purple with blue sparkle. There's even some purple and I think some pink glitter embedded in there too. It is such a lovely shade. I think I used this as liner once when I was creating a look, and it was beautiful. Next to Replay is the shade My Mind, and this is described as a matte gray brown. And I think Sydney Grace Cosmetics has the perfect dupe in Eastern Rye. And this color is so nice. I ended up getting this during their Christmas in July sale, I believe. And dang, if that is not one of the most beautiful neutral colors I have ever seen, I don't know what is. And the last color in the palette is called Babylon, and this is a metallic bronze color. And the perfect dupe in my collection comes from ColourPop. This is one of the Super Shock shadows. It is the color that I have all over my lid today. This is the shade Kathleen Lights, and obviously it comes from Kathleen Lights and the collab that she ended up doing with ColourPop. And this shade here is so beautiful. It goes on very smooth. It's almost like this cream to powder finish. It has a beautiful metallic sparkle to it. I don't think you can go wrong with this type of bronze shade, and it's super affordable too, which is what I love. And those are all the colors that I have for you as dupes for the Stupid Love palette from Haus Labs. Again, they're not all in this particular palette, but you can definitely see the vibe of it. I think it is a very unique palette. I combed through my entire eyeshadow palette collection, and I wasn't able to find something that had a similar color story. The warm tones combined with the cool tones, and what that basically tells me is that this palette is actually quite unique. So if you feel like it's something that is missing from your collection, I'd say yeah, go ahead, purchase it, give it a whirl, try out the formula, let me know how it is. But if you do have an expansive makeup collection and you are able to find great dupes, maybe use some of the dupes that I talked about today, then I think you can definitely recreate this palette with what you already have in your makeup collection. And that's gonna do it for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, you know the drill. Give it a big thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. If you want to keep up with me outside of YouTube, you are more than welcome to do that by following me on all of my social media, which I always conveniently link for you in my description box. I also list out everything that I'm wearing on my face in case you have any questions. Thank you again so much for watching. I hope you are all having an amazing day no matter where you are in the world. Stay beautiful, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!